teams. I'm standing here today with, as you know, Doug and Reggie from the trucking department. And today we're going to share some new documents that you will be introduced to in order to make the process of bringing your Gaylords back to the warehouse easier and more time efficient for everyone involved. On our conference call today, you are going to receive documents that are store specific, 3 separate documents, so that when the team is picking up your items, your Gaylords, they know exactly where they're supposed to go once they return to the processing center. The first document that you see is the one that's designed just for Cool Valley. This is going to help your team understand when they're processing your donations, exactly what's supposed to go to either Cool Valley, the thrift store, the processing center, or to Vail. So when it comes to the items that are to be sent to Cool Valley, these should only be items that are color tagged purged housewares. So when your team is purging items on Sundays, this is the Gaylord that you're going to use to put those housewares. So these are all the items that would go directly to Cool Valley Thrift so that we can take them straight out onto the floor and sell them by the pound. The second document that you see, again, is store specific, but this relates to Vail. So this is going to help your team understand exactly what 4 categories of Vail that we are allowed to move forward and recycle. So we're going to ask you to label each one of your Vail Gaylords either purses, shoes, e-waste, or metal. And the final document that you see is the one that's going to go straight to the team at the processing center. So to save time, we don't want you deep sorting on your docks when you receive donations on those busy weekends or those busy Mondays after a yard sale. We simply want you to have Gaylords set up onto your dock for hard lines and soft lines. Hard lines would be your housewares, maybe some seasonal items, anything that's going to go into the houseware department of your store. Your soft lines would include any linens, any clothing, and maybe even some purses. So again, save yourself some time. No need to deep sort on those busy days. Just separate your Gaylords and mark them by either hard lines or soft lines.
Hey everybody, so to expand on what Mary was saying, it's very important that we have each and every single Gaylord rightly labeled, because when it comes into the warehouse, each Gaylord has to have a specific spot for it to be in. And when we don't have those labeled, it actually causes confusion not only with the truck drivers and the driver helpers, but also with the warehouse staff. So what we need from you guys and also for us is to make sure that we can work together and have those labeled when they get off the truck so that we know exactly where they come from, what they are, and where they need to go.
Hello there guys, my name is Reggie McSran from the trucking department. Here's an example of how we have our labels. For example, BW, Baldwin, Vail. And we also have PC for the processing center. And we also have CV for Cool Valley for the purge housewares. Now the reason why these are very beneficial towards you and us, it allows our billing process to be very streamlined and very cut and dry, so we can just be in and out. Just a little thing that can help both of us go through an easy pathway.
So what is that? How does that help you, Reggie? What happens when you see the label? Then what?
Oh, the labels also allow us to place these within the correct sections of the warehouse, so it's less clutter and very cut and clean.
So when it comes off the truck, it'll come into the warehouse and it'll go right where it belongs.
Yes.
Right? Like right over there?
Yes.
Should I spin around and show a picture of that?
This is where the magic kind of goes through. Just different lanes. Different lanes just say a type of bales, like e-waste, books, shoes, belt and purses, credential, loose clothes, and linen.
Very good. And it's all marked on the floor?
Yes.
So everybody in the processing center knows exactly where those Gaylords are supposed to end up.
I want to introduce myself. I'm Mary. I'm actually the store manager at our new location that we're going to be developing in Eureka, Missouri. So Reggie's here to pick up my bale today, and as you can see, I've got my bale labeled for you. But Reggie, I know I didn't put this particular Gaylord behind you on my bale sheet this morning, but it's okay if you go ahead and take it for me, right?
Well, we normally we always plan our days ahead, our schedules. So we always have like special allotted spaces for the stuff we get. But
So if it's not on my bail sheet, you really aren't supposed to take it? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
yes.
Do you by chance have any extra space today that you could just take this one for me?
Well, looking at it, we actually see that we have a few more spaces that we can take. As long as they have its proper label, I could definitely take it.
Oh, so if I got the label that said it goes to the processing center for the soft lanes, you would take it?
Yes.
Okay, let me grab one of those. I do have one of those, and this is where you want it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Reggie, I really appreciate you taking it. I understand that we really need to make sure that our bail sheets are filled out 100% when we send them in. But I appreciate the fact that you still have a little bit of space in the queue, so you're going to take it. And I promise that going forward, we're going to make sure that we're only going to ask you to take what's on our bail sheets.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, so we're on the truck, and you can see where the label's oriented. It's on the side of the Gaylord where the pallet jack runs in, and the reason that that's so important is so that when the driver or the driver helper is taking that bale off of the truck or that Gaylord off of the truck, they know exactly where it's supposed to go. There's a strong visual identifier of what's in the Gaylord and where it's going to go. So let's go ahead and get it off of there, and we'll run it right in. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Desmond.
You're welcome, sir.
Appreciate your help.
Okay.
It's awesome. So you can see what happened here is our Baldwin bale for shoes is in the right spot. It's in the shoe spot according to the map. And that all starts with you guys putting your labels in the right spot. So then the next step in this process, and the reason it's important that you have that label oriented correctly, is so that when it gets picked up for stacking, we know exactly where it's supposed to go. And the forklift operator can see what he's picking up, what he's working with, and keep it in the right spot. Okay, gang, the next place that we want to talk about is the processing center label. And so I got my buddy here, Albert, and he's going to pull it over to where it belongs. Since he's got this strong visual indicator of the label, we're going to put it over in the Baldwin Processing Center. Perfect. So now we got it staged and it's ready to go. It's been labeled for the processing center, and as soon as we get to it, we'll start processing that Gaylord. So gang, the last thing we want to show you is this is purged color tag housewares from Baldwin going directly to Cool Valley. It's already been on the floor and the customer did not buy any of it, so now it's going to go to Cool Valley and we're going to sell it for 49 cents a pound. Thank you, Albert. And again, folks, what you can see is that now the folks in the Cool Valley Processing Center, the Cool Valley Thrift Outlet, know that this is meant specifically for them. It's from Baldwin, so they can thank the store. Go directly to Cool Valley, and it's the Purge Color Tag Housewares ready to go on sale.